Hello and welcome to the Beckoning Bookshelf. I'm your host, Jeffrey Ashcraft. Thanksgiving books are kind of hard to find. There aren't that many books that focus on the Thanksgiving holiday. And I think that's because Thanksgiving is sandwiched between Halloween and Christmas, two holidays rife with stories to tell, and Thanksgiving potentially just kind of gets lost in the mix, which is regrettable. And makes it difficult for me to find a book to read for Thanksgiving. And I suspect this might be a problem in future years. But while I was looking through my books to find a potential book to read, I remembered that Native Americans play a pivotal role in the holiday's history. And I have a book about a Native American girl. So I may as well read that. Naya Nuki, Shoshoni Girl Who Ran, was written by Kenneth Thomasma. I don't know. Kenneth, if I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. And this was originally published in 1983 and is part of Kenneth's Amazing Indian Children's series, which I didn't know about. I had no idea that it was part of a series. And all these books look awesome, to be completely honest. Well, I first learned about this book from my father. He read it to us as kids, me and my brother. I couldn't tell you anything about the book. I just remember sitting in the basement of our house and my father reading it to us. So, eventually, after I became an adult, I found a copy when I was in, I believe, Montana, and figured, hey, my father read me that book. I should pick it up. I should buy it so I have that memory. And I finally got around to reading it. So what is the book about? Well, it's about Naya Nuki and her best friend Sacagawea, who are two 11-year-old Native American girls who are kidnapped during a hunting trip by an enemy tribe. They are then taken captive to that enemy tribe's home to be slaves. Well, Naya Nuki's not having any of this, so she decides, I'm getting out of here. She escapes and walks over 1,000 miles to get back home. Wow. Now, if you're thinking, oh, Sacagawea, I know that name. I know a historical figure by that name. Yeah, it's the same girl. It's the same Sacagawea. This is based on a true story, which I had no idea about when I started reading it. No idea whatsoever. And I thought that was really, really cool. So, first off, the book is extremely well written. I think it works great for all ages. It's very descriptive. Naya Nuki is a very likable character. It's very realistic, and it has a really good pace, especially for children. The intended reading age on the back is like 9 to 13. I think you could even go a little younger, but yeah, it's stretching it a bit. But I think it could be read, enjoyed by every member of the family. Now, I should also say, the illustrations are also fantastic. The illustrations were done by Eunice Hundley, and they're very great. Very great illustrations, and add a lot of personality to the story, to the book. So I really like the illustrations, too. I didn't want to forget that. Almost did. Now, like I said, it's based on a true story, but not all the book, of course, is like fact. A decent amount of it is fictionalized. Now, I don't believe it's fictionalized to add drama, though maybe it partly is. I think it's more fictionalized because of we have to fill in like holes in the narrative. Because I'm not sure we know exactly everything that Naya Nuki did on her adventure or the conversations she had with Sacagawea. So those are likely fictionalized. But we know that Naya Nuki did practically walk that far to get back home. It's really cool because it talks about the locations, like the present day locations of where Naya Nuki would have been. Where she was when she was kidnapped, where she was when she was taken captive to the enemy's home, where she was when, spoilers, when she eventually returned home. And that's really cool. So we can actually follow Naya Nuki's journey for the most part. So if we're talking about present-day locations, Naya Nuki practically walked from somewhere around Stanton, North Dakota, all the way to Beaver Head Valley in Montana. According to Google Maps, that's 714 miles walking. That's a long walk. And she did it. She walked like a state and a half. That is insane. It's hard for me to grasp it, just how amazing that is. Now, the book does say she walked over 1,000 miles, but like I said, Google Maps just says a little over 700. Well, that's because it's kind of streamlined, and there's plenty of roads and paths to follow nowadays. Naya Nuki didn't have Google Maps. She had to follow the Missouri River, which winds up and down and does not go in a straight line. So I could easily see that adding 300 plus miles to her journey. One of my favorite parts about the book, honestly, is I love Naya Nuki's determination and her confidence. It is so refreshing. It's invigorating. It's infectious. Just how determined she is to go home. The moment she is kidnapped, she decides, yeah, I'm not having this. I'm going back home eventually. Now, it could be debatable as to how much of that is actual fact. Like, do we really know what Naya Nuki was thinking this entire time? Not fully, but we do know that she was planning to escape almost immediately. Because in order to find her way back, she has to pay attention to where she's going. I mean, it kind of just makes logical sense there. And she is hands down brilliant, which you have to be brilliant if you're going to walk over 1,000 miles of uncharted wilderness to get back home by yourself as an 11-year-old. What was I doing when I was 11? I was probably playing with Pokemon cards or a video game or, complaining about dinner or something. I don't know. I could not have walked this far as an 11-year-old. I will tell you that right now. And I love how inspiring the story is. And this is one of the cool parts about it. So, the story inspired some elementary school students in Bozeman, Montana, to petition for an unnamed mountain peak to be named Naya Nuki Peak, and it's right next to Sacagawea Peak, which is really cool, and they succeeded. And it makes me wonder how many amazing stories are just lost to time. I had no idea about Naya Nuki's story. I knew about Sacagawea. Everybody knows about, well, not everybody, but a lot of people know about Sacagawea. But Naya Nuki's story could have been easily lost to time. I didn't know about it. Do you know about it? How many stories are just gone? It's kind of sad to think about, but also, it's also amazing to think of just how many undiscovered tales are out there. Well, that is all I have for you today. Have you read Naya Nuki? Have you read any of the amazing Indian children's series? And if you have, which ones have you read? Which one's your favorite? Right now, for me, it's Naya Nuki, but it's the only one I've read, so it's not like a whole lot of competition at the moment. And what do you like about Thanksgiving? What are you grateful for? I have to say, I'm grateful for the opportunity to read this book for this Thanksgiving. I'm really grateful I had that opportunity. I'm grateful that Naya Nuki had the determination to get back home and to provide this inspiring story for us. I'm sure that wasn't her intention, but she still is affecting people today with her confidence and determination and her grand adventure. And I'm also grateful for Kenneth for sharing this story with us. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for you, spending your time with me. I really, really hope I make it worth it. I try, but I don't know. Anyways, thank you for being here. Thank you always for being here. You are awesome. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Go find some good food, and then go find yourself a good book.